Hey guys, what's up? It's Mokozunky playing Sampson again. So, Sampson, I've played him a fair few times now, and so far I have been unable to get past the basement with him. Holy goodness, this character is hard. He just has so bad health and so bad damage. Unlike Judas, who also has very low health, he has absolutely crap damage. So it just makes him a very difficult character to play with, and Lemon Mishap for my first item. Unfortunately, I got technology in my last run, but then I died on the cellar too, just because, well, you have one heart, so. And also, like, you do start out with a soul heart as well, but I don't even really count that, because, I mean, I go through soul hearts like Skittles. Like, I just constantly lose them for some reason. Whenever I have soul hearts, I have a knack for just losing them very rapidly. But that was a pretty easy room. Lemon Mishap pretty much does absolutely nothing for me, so we'll see how well that item fares, but for the most part, like, you have about 1% chance of actually doing damage to an enemy with it, and then when you do damage, the damage with it is pretty bad. So it's definitely one of the worst items in the game. I can do this though, and oh my goodness, I actually hit the Widow with Lemon Mishap. So enemies that jump at you, this is like the perfect boss to use Lemon Mishap against, like either the Widow or Monstro, because those bosses like jump at you. I don't think any other bosses do that. I could be wrong. There's probably another boss in the game I'm just neglecting that jumps at you as well, but those are the only two that I can think of that jump at you. So Lemon Mishap is actually, you know, not horrible for those, but for every other enemy in the game and boss, it's pretty horrible. But yeah, the good thing about Sampson, well, it's not really much of a good thing, but he actually, as you kill enemies, he gets stronger damage. Not by much though, so I mean, it's only really good if you find a room with, oh, a dime. I really would like to grab that dime if I can find a bomb to unlock it. But it's really only good if you come across a room with a ton of enemies in it, but you don't want to be coming across rooms with tons of enemies from it anyway, so it's good and bad. It's mostly bad because you could have started out with an item that's actually useful, but you don't, so there's always that. Well, this room is pretty much impossible to not take damage against, because there's flaming hoppers in it, and I hate flaming hoppers, they're the worst. There's also a tinted rock here, so if I could get like 2 bombs, 1+1 free bombs from this room would be great. That's really what I would like to get, and then I'd be able to open up this tinted rock and also grab that dime. I will grab the tinted rock first, just really for the, you know, for the option of getting the small rock. Not the option, but, you know, the chance of getting the small rock. And because of that, I will definitely get the tinted rock first. But both the tinted rock and the dime are really going to be handy if I can pick those up. So there is a Claudie there, which I really don't like. They're some of my least favorite enemies in the game. I took out the Pooterfly, which are also enemies that I don't really have much sympathy for. No more bombs. That's really unfortunate. I really could use some bombs right now. Oh, perfect. And my item room is 10 bombs. I was just asking for bombs, and it ended up being bombs. So that works out almost exactly how I planned it. And I will open up that soul heart, or not soul heart, this tinted rock, and hopefully get the small rock. I did not, but I got my bomb back and a soul heart, so that's almost as good. And then I'll additionally go and free this dime from its trapped place in the wreckage. I would like to get this boss trap room, so, but at the same time I don't really want to throw my health away. Hopefully I can find the secret room as well. I would really like to do that. I'm only seen one possible location where it could be, and it could be next to that boss trap room, or one possible likely location I should say. It could be like anywhere, of course, but hopefully it is next to that boss trap room, because that means I would be able to access the boss trap room even without like damaging myself or losing health dumbly on the boss, which would be great. The moon, well, that will just take me to the secret room, and it was up here. Well, I wasn't really expecting that, but what I'm going to do now is I was about to waste a key on a location where the secret room is not, which I'm glad I didn't do that. What I am going to do is, for one, check for the top secret room, which could be here. There's also a couple other locations where it could be, but it is in fact here. Has a red chest in it with 3 attack flies. I am going to open up the shop because I have 22 cents and I really want a blue candle. I did not get a blue candle, but I did get a compass, which is probably the next best thing from shops, in all honesty. that can really help out if I end up getting to the womb or later on in the game. I probably won't end up getting that far, but if I do, the compass will help out a lot. I would have loved to get a blue candle, but oh well. You can't win them all, really. And time to fight the boss now. I'm hoping it's Monstro, because I could actually use Lemon Mishap versus Monstro. Any other boss it would be like completely useless against, but... And it is the Duke of Flies, so I could possibly get Lemon Mishap to do some damage against him. I'll try it. Okay, walk over here, man. And... yeah, I actually don't think it has any effect against flying enemies. I think I just remembered that Lemon Mishap doesn't work against flying enemies. So, yeah, it does absolutely nothing against the Duke of Flies, or his flies. So that's not very handy, of course. So this is a champion Duke of Flies. The only difference between him and a regular Duke of Flies is that he spits tears at you, and the regular Duke of Flies doesn't. And he also seems to be spawning a lot more of these like double flies than the regular Duke of Flies does. I didn't remember the regular Duke of Flies spawning this many like double flies, but I could be wrong. Holy crap, this guy. There's just so many flies. Man, I just can't get away from them all. It's crazy. Alright, so hopefully, now that most of the flies are dead, we will actually be able to focus on the Duke. Like, that's the worst thing about this boss, is he just spawns so many flies, and they all just attack you, and so you have to stave off the flies, because otherwise you'll die, and you can't even focus on the Duke. Oh my goodness. And we get Cat of Nine Tails, which is the worst boss drop in the game, without a doubt, and yet you get it every single run. That's why it's nice to play as Isaac, where you have the D6. So, we run across Caves XL. XL floors can be kind of fun sometimes. I'm not usually a huge fan of them, because it seems there's 2 item rooms, and for some reason, there's just something with me and XL floors where I absolutely never get keys. I don't know why it is, but there's just, yeah, something about me and XL floors that doesn't like to give me keys. But I did lose my soul heart, which is actually, you know, a bad thing, but at the same time it will let me feel good about getting into the curse room, or entering the curse room, if I in fact get a full red heart drop to do that. So that's, you know, it's good and bad, really. I guess I could use Lemon Mishap against these towers, couldn't I? Let's try this. Can I do it? Oh my goodness. Guys, I think I just found a use for Lemon Mishap. I took out 2 towers with it. That was awesome. That's like the first time I've ever used Lemon Mishap other than like the first boss of this game, and it was actually good. So, this is a bad room. Yeah, there's literally nothing I could do there to save myself. Alright, so try number 5 with Sampson. That run was actually going pretty well, but unfortunately, you know, this game sometimes just has some rooms that are completely unavoidable damage. Like, there's no way you can avoid damage unless you have the power of flight. So, like that last room, for example, the chargers on the thin pathways, you can't avoid damage there unless you have the ability to fly. And if you have really low damage, well, you're dead, you know? That's what I hate about this game sometimes. Like, there's a very fine line between being difficult and being impossible. So the item I just picked up is completely useless unless I end up getting Guppy's Paw later in the game. But if I don't get Guppy's Paw, and I probably won't, then it is 100% useless, in all honesty. So that's, you know, that's always good. I love getting items that are just 100% useless. Of course, I have had technology with Sampson already, but I wasn't able to use the technology because, you know, I got another one of those rooms where it's just impossible to not take damage, and I took damage, as you might expect. So let's go fight the boss, and with my completely useless item and my completely terrible health, and it's probably going to be Duke of Flies, and I'm probably going to die on it again. And actually, no, it's Pin, which is, you know, debatably the easiest boss in the cellar, although, I don't know, Monstro is pretty easy too. There's a lot of really easy bosses in the cellar. I wish all the bosses were as easy as the cellar. But unfortunately, well, that would just kind of make the game too easy if that was the case, so maybe I don't actually want that. But, you know, I don't think I'm going to be winning with Sampson anytime soon unless I just get some, like, incredible luck really early on into the game, which, you know, really never happens with me. So, I guess, well, it has happened a couple times, but for the most part, it never happens with me. So, until that happens, I don't think I'm going to be winning with Sampson anytime soon. So, Pin just hit himself with his own green bomb there, which was very kind of him. And he spawned right next to me, which is very aggravating of him. So hit yourself with your green bomb, please. No, he didn't do it. Alright, so just I should be doing more damage now. And if you hit yourself with the green bomb there, I don't know how that didn't hit me. That should have killed me right there, but it didn't. So we get stem cells, which is a health up, which I'll take, and we mosey on down to the next floor, which is the cellar 2, which I spawn into a room with a Claudie immediately. Shouldn't be too hard to take out, really. Just one singular one of them. You just do some diagonal shotting, and that's really all there is to it. That's all she wrote. So I'm going to be definitely uploading this video no matter what happens, even though I'll probably die on like the cellar 2. You know, that's really the best I can do with Sampson right now. This character is just insanely hard. Still not as hard as Blue Baby, in my opinion. I think Blue Baby is harder. Just because soul hearts are very, very difficult to replenish, and red hearts are not. And Sampson has at least one red heart that he starts with, and I do seem to have pretty good luck with getting health ups on the very first boss of the game. I almost always get them. So, challenge room here, umbilical cord. I don't remember what that does. Challenge room. Not going to do that. Not for a great chest. I would for, you know, a health up, but pretty much not for a great chest. Or really any item, like a range up or a speed up, I would definitely do. Challenge room 4. Oh my goodness. Speaking of speed up, I very well might get damaged on this room just because I have low speed, but I managed to avoid it, so that was pretty clutch. I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. I'm very happy that I was. And let's continue on, hopefully getting something epic for my item room. Well, I'm pretty much going to have to get something epic for my item room if I want this challenge to not end very quickly, but it probably will unless I end up getting something good for my item room. Polyphemus, come on. I seem to get Polyphemus a lot. I honestly do, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because I get it so much, but pill, health up, luck up, alright, well, maybe that'll help. It's my item. No, I end up getting Mr. Boom. Which is not exactly what most people would consider a good item. So with Mr. Boom, I will check to see if the item room is there. Or no, not the item room, the secret room is there. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So the secret room is probably going to be here. But I'm not going to be able to check it. I will be able to check the curse room if I get a health up on the... Or not a health up, a red heart. I hope I get a health up on the boss, or a damage up. But if I end up getting... Oh, 2 nickels. Wow, this is why it's worth destroying fires sometimes. I got 11 cents just from destroying those fires. Totally worth it. So hopefully I get a, you know, health red heart from the boss, and that would be really good. And then I'd be able to check out the curse room. And if I don't get a red heart from the boss, I will not be able to check out the curse room. So this time, just a regular Duke of Flies. And after I kill a few flies, my damage will get up, which is a good thing. It's always a good thing for your damage to go up. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I got hemmed in by flies there, which makes it more unlikely for me to be able to visit the curse room, which I'm really, really not happy about. But hopefully he drops like a couple red hearts after I kill this guy. If I kill him. You know, there's no guarantees. Sampson is pretty bad, so I very well could die on the Duke of Flies. So I think your damage, like the more enemies you kill, your damage does increase, but I think it only increases to a certain amount. Like once you're fully red, it doesn't increase anymore. So like my damage still isn't great. Yes, I can one-hit flies, but it's not amazing or anything. It's not like Polyphemus damage. It'd be cool if you could get Polyphemus damage from this, but I don't think that's possible. So I really hope he's going to drop a health upgrade for me. Like, no. Just a range up. But I will go check out the curse room. Even though it's probably a bad idea, because I will be down half of a red heart going down to the next floor because I took a hit there. But I think it's worth it. Because I'm probably... I have pretty much no chance of winning this run unless I end up getting some epic items. And you can get epic items in curse rooms. They're just exceedingly rare, but it is possible. So I got a couple spirit hearts there and a couple troll bombs. So basically profited 1.5 spirit hearts for visiting the secret room, so I think that was definitely worth it. Unfortunately, no epic items in there. You can get like angel room items in curse rooms. It is possible. So like you could potentially get sacred heart in a curse room. Very, very unlikely. Like the odds of that happening are pretty much 1 in a million. Like literally 1 in a million. But it could happen. So that's why you always want to visit the... Oh my goodness. So many flies in this room. Like, well, there goes all my spirit hearts. It's just these freaking double flies sometimes, you know, they're too strong and you can't destroy them without, you know, hitting them like several times. That's the problem with the double flies, but, well, I just lost all those spirit hearts from that last room. So I literally got 2.5 spirit hearts, and I only got to keep them for 1 room. and this could be bad. I managed to escape there without taking damage somehow. Sampson's damage is just so bad. Like, I swear his damage is actually worse than Isaac. It's supposed to be the same starting damage as Isaac, but I don't remember Isaac being this weak, so I'm pretty sure it's actually less than Isaac. Alright, I'll heal up to full, and I have a pretty good suspicion if I know where the secret room is, but I don't want to check for it until I have a bomb, because I think it's actually next to the shop, and if I open up the shop, or if I open up the secret room and it is next to the shop, then I definitely want to be able to, you know, bomb my way into the shop as well, because I have 22 cents, and oh my goodness. Pretty much the only way I'm going to win is if I get like a blue candle and then just like gobs and gobs of health upgrades, and then Guppy's Paw. I could win with that. If I got the blue candle and then I got like 3 bosses in a row that gave health ups and like 2 eternal hearts, and then I got Guppy's Paw, yeah, I could win that. But pretty much I'm not seeing any other situation where I could actually win with Sampson unless I just got insanely lucky with some other items. Got like a whole ton of items that all benefited me a lot. I think I'm going to use this pill after I get hit for another heart of damage, just in case it's like a health down or a bad trip. In that case, it'll be a health up or a full health pill. So if it is a health up or a full health pill, then I'll get the effect anyway. But so lots of towers. I actually figured out that Lemon Mishap, that completely useless item, actually like tends to do work on towers. It's actually kind of good against like rooms with several towers here. Health down. Oh, of course, you know. This game wasn't hard enough, you know, I just needed that health down pill to make it even harder. Why not? I completely am okay with that. So I'm probably going to need like Epic Fetus in the secret room, if I find the secret room, to make this a viable run, in all honesty. So, well, down to half of a red heart now, which means I will get some damage. And I got Steven. I don't know, or Little Steve. I don't know how I got Little Steve because I don't have the Little Steve items, so I really have, you know, no idea how that happens, but apparently it did. And oh my goodness. Well, words cannot explain how bad the $3 bill is. In all honesty, like I can't stand the $3 bill. It's my least favorite, one of my least favorite items in the game. And I managed to pick it up. Why not? So we'll explore the secret room here. Slot machine. Could use some soul hearts for that. If I ended up getting them, I wouldn't argue. Bombs would also be nice. Coins, not so much, but is it worth checking out the shop? Yeah, I think I should save 15 cents for the shop. I think that's definitely worth it. I should have just gone into the shop right away so I can heal up if there's like a red heart in there. Nah, I'll just spend the rest of my money on the slot machine. Down to 15 cents anyway. Don't exit the secret room. I came very close to exiting the secret room there. I was like, oh no, oh no. Well, I'm full health again, which means I can take 2 hits on the boss instead of just 1. And we'll go to the shop and open it up and find a blue candle, of course. Well, I'm gonna have to if I have any chance of winning. And what's in here? Book of Revelations. Well, I'll take it. It's definitely a much better item than Mr. Boom, which is just like a free bomb when you normally have lots of bombs. Oh, triple shot. I hope I get that tier effect on the boss. So, $3 bill, I hate it, even though it can be good in some situations. It also can be horrible because it can give you like My Reflection, which lowers your range, or number 1, which like super lowers your range, the rain bosses. So, since I used the Book of Revelation there, it guaranteed me, it guaranteed me getting Pestilence during this fight. Because if you use the Book of Revelations, you will always find a horseman during the boss fight. Little known fact, but so I guess the good thing about this, the silver lining, is killing these chargers will increase my damage, which will help me a lot against the Pestilence. But at the same time, this boss is not going to be easy, only with 1 heart, but I'll do my best and see what I can make out of this. Lots of chargers. I just need to get him down to the half health stage where he stops spawning chargers, because I think I have my damage at max now, and I just walked into that tier. That was very unintelligent. But yeah, as soon as I get him down to half health, he will stop spawning chargers. He will spawn flies, but those are easier to deal with than chargers are. That was very nearly the end of me, but I managed to avoid taking damage somehow. Alright, so this shouldn't be too hard now that I got him down to the where his head comes off. He's very, very easy for the most part. And I have Steven with me. Again, I have no idea why I have Steven or why he's here, but I have him with me, so I'm not going to argue with that, I guess. Really wishing I didn't get that health down pill. My life would have been so much easier if I just didn't get that pill, but oh well. And I get homing tears this room, which, you know, in all honesty isn't the most helpful thing in the world because I still have terrible damage, with or without homing tears. Well, I have better damage now, but, you know, I'm also about to die. One more hit and I'm dead, so we'll see what I can do with half of a red heart. Exit this room. There is a key drop there, which means I can access my item room, which I'm actually quite happy about. Only half of a heart, so I really, really need some help here. The black bean. Okay. What the black bean does is when you get hit with damage, you fart, and it poisons enemies. It's, you know, not the worst item in the world, but it definitely doesn't help me out at all in this situation, because if I get hit at all, I'm dead. So, you know, the fact that, like, when I die, I fart, that doesn't really make me feel a whole lot better about this run. I really just need a Book of Revelations recharge so I can get another soul heart. Well, you know, I don't think I'm gonna throw my life away for a penny there, so that room isn't too helpful. Another triple shot room, and I'm dead. So, this character is stupidly hard. That's all I have to say. Anyway, I'm uploading this video anyway just because, you know, I've played a ton of runs with Sampson, and I don't feel like, you know, talking for 3 more hours just to finally get a decent run with him, so I guess this is Sampson Part 1. Just letting you guys know this character is freaking hard. Let's see what we can do in the future with him though. So yeah, see you guys next time. Farewell.